Hey guys, it's Adrienne. It's time for the 30-day reading challenge vlog. Today is September 1st, which marks day 1 of the 30-day reading challenge. I am not up to a great start. I feel like this is a terrible way to start my vlog, but I was really sick last night. I had really bad stomach pain, so I didn't get everything done that I needed to get done yesterday, including editing today's video. It's 3 o'clock. I didn't sleep last night until 6:30 this morning, so I slept till 10, and then I did my kids' rooms this morning because they were nasty. And now I'm finally showered and ready to go. I've got friends coming over at like 5. So I'm gonna try to read for a bit. I'm probably not gonna get much read before my friends come, which means I'm probably gonna be reading a lot tonight. But I wanted to quickly start off by telling you what my challenge is this time around. Last time I set myself a goal for 30 pages. This time I'm setting myself a goal for 20 pages. I have a couple of reasons for that. I'm in the middle of a couple of projects, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So I know that my time for September will be sort of limited because I have a lot of stuff I have to get done. Plus the kids are going back to school. It's the startup of all kinds of activities, after school activities. It's going to be tough to sort of acclimate after their summer holiday. So 20 pages, I probably will read more, but I want to at least read 20 pages a day. I thought I'd take the time to show you the new bookshelf that we got last week because after my last big huge book haul, all the books didn't fit in my bookshelf anymore, so we needed a new shelf. It's just a little one, but it's got my husband's books and it's got some of my books, and it's pretty cool. So this is the shelf. This is my husband's books. That's just like makeup stuff, and then those are my school books, my crafting books. Here is my TBR shelf. I figured I'd keep all my books on a shelf so that I can remember what I grabbed, so that I do a good job getting all of them done. These are books that I'm unhauling, so I figured once it gets to a certain height, some of these I did in my last unhaul video that I still have to bring away, but I figured once I get a full stack of ones that I haven't unhauled yet, I will do another unhaul video. So that's that. These are the projects that I'm working on. This is a blanket that I'm making for my mom. It's sunflowers, and her birthday's in November, so I need to get this done by like the first week in October because it takes forever to get to the States. And then she's doing a banquet for her organization, so I'm making a snowflake blanket as well, and that needs to be done around the same time because I have to send them together. I'm hoping even to be able to finish one more, do an extra one. This one goes pretty fast. That one takes forever, but that's her birthday present, so extra love for that. Now I have to go do a little bit of computer work. I have to finish the schedule for our worship team at church that was due like earlier this week, so I'm a little behind. And then I'm going to sit down and I am going to read. Let's take it from my TBR shelf. God's Grave. Julie from Pages and Pens is doing a buddy read along, so today I have to read up to chapter 5. I've already read, I think, like 22 pages way back in February when I first bought the book, so I hopefully don't have to read a whole lot. I haven't actually tabbed it out. That's one of the other things that I want to get done for today. So I'm gonna go because I have a lot of stuff I have to do. Day number 2, I'm 20 pages into God's Grave. Terribly behind because by day 2 I'm supposed to be at page like 130. I have tabbed up my book, so I have all the markings. I'm gonna try to play catch up today, but I got lots to do. There's our break. We just got home, we went to church, and then we had to go to the IKEA because my daughter left her coat there last week, so we had to go pick it up. I read in the car 15 pages. I'm on page 36, 35, 36 of God's Grave. And while we were in the store, I was waiting for a couple of things. I read about 8 pages of Assassin's Blade because I had it on e-reader, so I just read that because I didn't bring my book inside the store. So what I'm going to do now is do a little bit of cleanup for breakfast, and then I'm going to sit down and read this afternoon. I don't have a whole lot going on. I have a bunch to do tomorrow, so I want to try to play catch up today as far as my God's Grave reading. I also need to edit and upload a video that I might just put on hold until Monday because things are going to get really busy around here. But let the busy weeks begin because this is the last day before school starts tomorrow, so we've got a busy time ahead of us. It's 5:15. I am on page 77 of God's Grave. I've read the first 6 chapters. So I'm 4 chapters behind. I'm hoping by the end of the day to be able to read at least one more chapter. I'm going to put the kids to bed later, and then once they're asleep, I'm going to edit my video and upload it for today. And then hopefully read at least one more chapter before I go to bed. The one thing about this book is that a lot of it is told in like dual stories, and one of the stories is italicized, and it's difficult for me to read. So I'm only getting about 15 pages done an hour. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually do the daily assigned reading depending on how much time I have a day, because it takes a little bit longer than it normally would, but I'm gonna try. So far I'm enjoying it. I do love the dual stories. I love all the like tidbits of information you get here and there. The footnotes took me a minute to actually get used to, so but I do love them just as much as I love them in Evernight. Good book so far. It's 9:10. I just finished editing my last 10 books tag and I uploaded it, so it is now live. It's a day late, but you know, things happen. I actually filmed this one like 3 weeks ago and never uploaded it because I'm a weirdo. So it's up there now. I'm gonna go upstairs and try to read a little bit before bed. I'm pretty tired and I gotta get up early tomorrow to get the kids off to school. So I don't know if I'm gonna read a whole chapter, but my goal is at least to get to the end of chapter 7. I'll let you know if that actually works. Assuming I don't pass out first, in which case I'll just update you in the morning. I made it. It's just past 10 o'clock and I got to page 96, which is halfway through chapter 9. So I'm only 40 pages, a little less than 40 pages behind. So I'm hoping I can catch up a little bit every day and eventually get all caught up by tomorrow and then hopefully maintain my reading. But we'll see. I like the story still. Pretty good. It's not quite as good as what I remember Evernight being, but I have read Evernight a year ago, so maybe I'm wrong, but still a pretty good book.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Uncle Polly. Happy birthday to you.
It's day 3 of the 30-day reading challenge, which also happens to be my brother's birthday. So happy birthday, brother. And it is the first day of school. I actually got a lot done. I got up at 6 o'clock, which is the normal time that I get up during school season. And I've already cleaned the downstairs and I've updated my bullet journal, which I will show you in a minute because I have so much stuff to do this week. But I wanted to show you the girls because they're all ready for their first day of school. What grade are you guys going to?
4th. 2nd.
Woohoo! It's almost 2 o'clock. I don't know how the day got away from me so fast. It's already almost time to pick up the kids. Anyway, I read, how many pages did I read? I don't know, like 40? I finished up until, to and including chapter 10 of God's Grave, which was all the way up till what I was supposed to read by the end of yesterday. So now I only have today's reading left. I'll probably be able to finish it all tonight, but I'm gonna try to at least make a good chunk of the way through so that I can slowly start to catch up. I keep repeating myself. I know I've said that a couple times already, but that's just what it is. I have finished my bullet journal stuff. I have finally got my life in order. I wasn't using my bullet journal during summer vacation because I wasn't really doing much of anything. And I noticed like I could feel my mental braininess just like going down the drain because I would forget stuff or just not do stuff, and now I feel motivated. So that's done. I've prepared my videos for filming. I'm either going to film them tonight or tomorrow. I have the guide dog school for my dog Lex. They're coming tomorrow morning to check him after he has surgery to see if he needs to be trained. I need to start putting him back to work, which makes me a little bit nervous. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to film tomorrow, so I might film tonight or tomorrow night. We'll see, but at least that's already done. Now I'm gonna go get something to drink, finish my cold coffee that's been sitting here since this morning, and go pick up my kids from their first day of school. I wanted to know how they did. I'm so excited. Quick check-in, it's dinner time. Read 15 more pages, almost on chapter 11. Weirdest family ever. It's 10 o'clock. I didn't read anything. I was watching, what were we watching? Designated Survivor. But I was, while I was watching, working on the sunflower blanket that I've been working on, that I showed you at the beginning of the vlog, but I didn't actually show you what it looked like. So let me do that now. This is it. It's about 2/3 of the way done. It's like a elongated hexagon, so I still have to do the bottom 3 rows here. I'm gonna try to read a few more pages before I go to sleep, but I am pretty tired, so I don't know if that's actually gonna work. Maybe I'll have my designated reader read to me. My husband, he reads to me sometimes, and then it helps the reading, because it just does.
I do voices.
He does voices. He's really bad at the voices, but shh, don't tell him that. It's day 4. getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning is starting to kill me. I'm not used to it anymore. Last night I did read a little bit more of my book. Actually, my husband read to me a little bit more of my book. And so I got up to the end of book 1, which is 165 pages. And I'm still about 25 pages short of my reading from yesterday. So I still have a little bit of catch up to do. But I did other things yesterday. I don't know what else to tell you. But I did still read a good 75 pages. I'm enjoying the book actually a lot. It's picked up, it's gotten a lot better. I'm interested in both stories. I think sort of now we see where one story ended and the other story began. So I'm curious to see if we go back and forth still a little bit. There's still some unanswered questions, but it's definitely getting interesting. It's 2:30. I just picked up my kids from school. My daughter's having a friend come over and play, which means I can't film any videos this afternoon. But that's okay, because I'm a little tired anyway. I started reading some of God's Grave a little bit before lunch, and I sort of fell asleep. I did read 15 pages, so I'm going to read some now instead of filming, which is better than nothing. And then I think I'm just going to have to skip today's video and have my Top 5 Wednesday video go out tomorrow, and then today's video go out on Thursday. It's just the beginning of the school season. My schedule is a little bit out of whack, but I will be back to a normal schedule soon. This video is also going to go out on Thursday, I think. So Thursday you'll have 2 videos, which is always nice. It's almost dinner time. I'm cooking now. I've read about 55 more pages, which means that I'm almost caught up finally with all of my God's Grave reading. I keep saying Nevernight, but we're not reading Nevernight, we're reading God's Grave. So I've got about 20 pages left for the day. Should definitely be able to finish that by tonight, which means that I'm all caught up. Very exciting. I don't have to play catch up anymore. The story is relatively interesting, and let's just say nasty monsters and lots of questions. That's all I can really tell you, because I can't talk about this book very much without being spoiler for Nevernight in case you haven't read it yet. But good story. Welcome to day 5. It's a very rainy day. It's currently 12:30. I've already had a pretty busy day. I had to get some work done, and while I was doing that work, I listened to what's called The Simple Faith of Mr. Rogers by, I forget who. I'm listening to an audiobook. I heard about it from Krista from Books and Jams on her August wrap-up video. And what person my age that grew up in America didn't love Mr. Rogers? So I had to listen to it. And it is so beautiful and awe-inspiring. And I need to buy myself a copy of the book, because there's so many things that I wish that I could have underlined or written down that I couldn't, because it was an audiobook. So I'd love to go through it and read it again. It helped me think a lot about how I treat my own kids and how I encourage or don't encourage them to do certain things where Mr. Rogers would have thought so much differently about. It just makes me think. So that's it. I now need to go read God's Grave, but I kind of feel like I shouldn't, because Mr. Rogers would definitely disapprove of God's Grave. So I think I'm going to go take out my dog and maybe do something else for a little while, because I don't know. I'm a weird person, I guess. I just finished filming 4 videos, so I'm all set with my filming for the next couple of weeks. I quickly wanted to update you on what I've been reading for the rest of the day. It's almost dinner time. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing any more updating or any more reading today, because I have videos to edit and I am absolutely exhausted. The 6 o'clock in the morning thing is not working out for me very well. Anyway, I finished The Simple Faith of Mr. Rogers and I loved it. It got a 5 stars. It hopefully will be in my top 10 books of the year, because I absolutely loved it. It talks all about Fred Rogers and his faith and how his faith impacted the way that he went about ministering to children on his show. He never really mentioned his faith in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood because he wanted everybody to feel included. And he was an iconic American legend that people around my age and my parents' even generation grew up watching. He is beloved. What I loved about this book is that it did 2 things for me. It gave me insight to the things that I was learning from him and feeling as I was growing up as a child, and it sort of made sense to why he said the things that he did and how that impacted my own personal life. But it also gave me a whole lot of insight about my own kids, being a parent, remembering what it was like to be a child, and remembering that a child's emotions and validations are so important. After finishing this one, I was on a Mr. Rogers kick, so I wanted to see if there was any books narrated by Mr. Rogers, and there was. So I started listening to, what's this called? You Are Special, Words of Wisdom from America's Most Loved Neighbor. And this is Words of Wisdom by Fred Rogers, read by Fred Rogers. It's a quick little audiobook. It's an hour and a half. I like this one. I don't like it quite as much as the other one. It's more of him repeating his lessons from his shows, which are great, but I just heard about them all again. I think if I read it maybe a little bit later, I might have liked it a little bit more. And I'm going to continue on. This audiobook is only almost 2 hours, and I'm more than 2/3 done, so hopefully I'll be able to finish this one today as well. Okay, I'm going to close out today's vlog, mostly because I've already started editing this week's vlog, and it is taking up all my hard disk space, and I have lots of videos to edit. I've read 15 pages of God's Grave. I've got 5 more pages to read before I can meet my reading goal of 20 pages, and I think that's all I'm going to get done today, which means I'm going to fall behind again, but I am so tired, guys. I just need to go to bed, and I have videos to upload before the end of the day. So, I'm going to close out this week's vlog. So far to this week, in these 5 days, I have read close to 300 pages, so not too bad. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have not yet, I would love for you to subscribe. I will see you in the next reading vlog, which will be days 6 to 10 of the 30-day reading challenge. Thanks for watching. Bye.